My husband is the long-lost grandson of the richest man in the world, and just like that, I became a wealthy wife overnight. But when I went back to visit my parents, they ended up killing me. My husband, holding what he thought was me, whispered sweetly, "You look beautiful today, even more than before." Little did he know, that person was actually my twin sister. Lily put on my robe, smiled at herself in the mirror, and tried to mimic me. "William, you're back." She wasn't quite satisfied, slapped the mirror lightly, and mumbled, "Still not quite right. System, adjust me again." Moments later, she looked at the mirror again, and I couldn't tell who she was anymore. "I'm Shirley," she smiled at the mirror, sounding just like me. As soon as she spoke, William came out of the bathroom. He practices his expressions there every night so he can appear normal with his smiles, sympathy, and sadness. He hugged Lily from behind, kissing her neck affectionately. Lily twisted a bit, giggling coyly. But William just stared at her reflection, his brow furrowing ever so slightly for a moment. I thought he saw me. But in the mirror, it was just the two of them. I wasn't there. "William, I'm right here," Lily said, touching his face from the side. "Why do you keep staring at the reflection of me?" William's fingers traced the mirror, the person in the mirror. "She's just like you." "Of course she is," Lily laughed, "that's me." "Let's get some rest," William said, getting up to leave. Lily held out her arms to him. "Carry me to bed, husband." Lily giggled. I stood behind them like a ghost, watching everything unfold. Lily claimed she had all my memories and could mimic me perfectly. Was this how my memories showed William and me as a loving couple? But I was always afraid of him. We were childhood sweethearts, growing up in the same orphanage, relying on each other as family. He needed a guardian to leave the orphanage, so we got married. No one expected that William, an orphan just 3 months ago, would turn out to be the grandson of the richest man he was taken back, with immense wealth becoming his treasure. The media was buzzing about him, eager to know what this golden child looked like, but William never made a public appearance. They tried endlessly to catch a glimpse of him, but never succeeded. Then suddenly, they found me. Crowds swarmed, bombarding me with questions about William, asking how an orphan like me married him. As they pushed me down, William stepped in front of me, glancing coldly at the cameras. His gaze captured everyone's hearts, making him the dream husband of countless girls. As his wife, I became the envy of many. They all wanted to take my place, including Lily. She suddenly showed up in my life, hugging me while laughing and crying, "I finally found you. Our family is finally together." Family? I looked confusedly at the newly appeared parents and sister, not knowing what to think. But I never doubted they were deceiving me because Lily and I were twins standing face to face. It was like looking in a mirror. Too similar. Even as twins, after more than 20 years apart, growing up in different places, could we look this identical? Later, I found out she had been mimicking me for a while. But I wanted a family so badly. I wanted someone who had visited my teacher on my behalf, someone who had taken me to my dorm, someone I could act spoiled with when I was upset. When Mom hugged me and cried, I thought hazily, is this what having a mom feels like? So fragrant, so soft, so warm. "Daughter," she said, wiping away her tears, "Mom's taking you home." I was so happy, I couldn't help but tell William. He asked me, "Isn't having me enough family?" "But Shirley," he interrupted, "they abandoned you. They're useless. I've been the only one by your side all this time." I stopped talking. He always seemed so dismissive. Lily suddenly appeared behind me, smiling bright. "Shirley, let's swap places." Startled, I was still not used to having a sister. Swap what? "You be Lily, I'll be you. I'll trade Mom and Dad for William." She leaned in, her smile growing eerie. "Didn't you want a family? William will recognize us." "No, he won't." Lily grabbed my throat. "Let me tell you a secret. You don't remember getting lost, right? I led you away and abandoned you. Because I have a system, I get to be in control." I struggled desperately, but I couldn't break free from her seemingly delicate hands. So, there only needs to be one person in charge, me, no substitutes who look like me. I looked to my parents for help, but they smiled as they stood by Lily. Our Lily's about to have her dream come true, marrying William. Lily, your mom and dad will do anything for you. At that moment, I realized they wanted me back just because of William. This was the family I had always wanted. As a ghost, I followed them around. William placed Lily on the bed. She moved to unbutton his clothes, but William stopped her. His hand held onto her pale fingers, the same hands that strangled me. I didn't want William to touch her. Instinctively, I tried to slap his hand away, let her go. But my hand went right through his, fading into nothing, just like me. William's fingers lingered on her neck, as if ready to squeeze. Scared of me? Why should I be? Lily tilted her head, clinging to him. William, I want to have your baby, okay? Why? Because then we'll be together forever. William was silent for a moment. He brushed her hair, okay. Lily hugged him happily. You want a family? We'll make one ourselves, William said, staring at her. We don't need anyone else, okay? Not those people we got back. Lily absent-mindedly replied, okay. In that moment, I thought I saw a hint of confusion on William's stoic face. Charles is asking for you, the butler knocked on the door. William, already dressed, left without hesitation. William, Lily called seductively, pulling her clothes off one shoulder. I'll be waiting for you. William turned and gave her a deep look, then quickly smiled. All right. Seeing his smile, I shivered uncontrollably, wanting to hide, but he couldn't see me now. Lily had a system, she could see all my memories. But she never really experienced how terrifying William could be. Once William was gone, Lily lay on the bed with pride. System, William isn't that hard to get. He didn't even recognize me. I think I'll succeed soon. As long as Shirley's body isn't found, no one will know I'm not her. She looked at her phone. Surveillance footage showed our parents handling my body. Now, she's gone forever. On the monitor, they were dismembering me, tossing my remains down the drain, chopping the bones for soup. No body found. William won't find me. I should be dead, but I felt pain, like my limbs being torn apart. I raised my hand, my transparent body cracking into pieces. Maybe once I'm completely shattered, I'll disappear from this world for good. Before I vanish, I want to see William one last time. In the study, Charles was persuading William to divorce me. You're no longer that poor kid from the orphanage. You should choose a wife who will help your future prospects. William was silent as always, making Charles angry. I didn't understand. I was just the wife he needed. Why couldn't he let me go? What if I had left earlier? But this time, William said, that woman, once I'm done with her, do whatever you want. Charles was intrigued. You finally agreed to divorce her? We were never married, what's there to divorce? William tilted his head, his face showing a standard smile, but his eyes were icy. That woman isn't Shirley. Charles was annoyed. How is she not Shirley? If you don't want a divorce, just say so. William mocked. She wants to have my child, she dares. It's not unusual, every woman wants to have a child to tie you down, Charles said. Shirley doesn't. William lowered his eyes, his long lashes quivering, looking like a discarded child. But then he perked up. She was scared of me, always hiding it, but I knew. Shirley was so cute, right? Charles frowned. Then why keep that imposter around? Shirley is hidden in the mirror. William stared ahead. Where I stood, I haven't found her yet. But once I do, I won't let her escape. William's claim had no proof, but Charles believed him. He and his grandson thought alike. How others found things astounding, they took as routine. Have you figured out where to start looking? William toyed with his phone, lazily replying, of course, start with the last person she saw. That night, William returned to the room very late. Lily was already asleep waiting. William stood by the bed, looking down at sleeping Lily. Slowly, he reached out, gripping her neck. Just like he did every night with me. It was my first time clearly seeing William in his madness, not in the hazy dream state. Fear took over my heart. It felt like he was choking me, the feeling so vivid. Just a little more pressure, and he could easily break my fragile neck. How dare you pretend to be Shirley in front of me? William murmured, madness glowing in his eyes. You deserve to die. The next morning, William gifted Lily a necklace. A chain of tiny diamonds surrounded a massive emerald. It looked expensive. Lily happily accepted. What made you think of gifting me a necklace? William, I'm so happy. William didn't explain, just smiled. Let me help you put it on. But standing behind her, I could clearly see the bruising fingerprints on the back of Lily's neck. William wasn't giving her the necklace because he liked her, or to please her. He just wanted to cover up the marks he left. Yet Lily didn't doubt his actions, because in the memories she received about me, William always gave me such jewelry. Instinctively, I reached up to touch my neck. Yes, every time I got these pieces, the night before, I always felt William's illness, doing something to me. I was afraid to expose him, couldn't maintain even the surface calm. I always took those jewels with a smile, then tossed them in my jewelry box without a glance. Because I paid for them with my life. But not Lily. She's more flamboyant and confident than I am. She wears that huge emerald necklace, picking through my jewelry box like she owns it. Her system reminds her, host, you should learn from your sister. She doesn't like wearing these accessories. Just because she doesn't like them, does that mean I should too? Lily's voice sounds indifferent. I won't imitate her forever. I'll gradually make her more like me, starting from here. She carefully selects her jewelry, matches them with her outfit, and only goes downstairs once she's made herself look pretty. William is having breakfast with Charles. When she comes down, they both look at her. You look a little different today, William says, staring at her intently, his eyes gleaming with something. Really? How do I look different? Like I've become more beautiful? Lily's pride swells as she thinks she's outshone Mado. You like the way I look today? William smiles politely, like he's wearing a masked facade. Of course. Charles nods too. My grandson's wife should dress like this. What's the good in being plain all the time? Lily eagerly agrees. I'll definitely listen to Grandpa. She believes that in the near future, this family will see only her and forget about the old Shirley. But standing next to her, I just feel sorry for her. Look, both of the household's masters know she's a fake. They watch her like she's a clown, trying so hard to please. William is looking up, seemingly at Lily. But when I follow his gaze, I feel like he's seeing past Lily, towards something else. I stand beside him, looking in the same direction. Behind Lily, a huge mirror somehow appeared. It reflects her back, and standing opposite the mirror, I can see myself. The mirror shows her back and my face. If put together, we could become one, and William is looking at that image in the mirror. I instinctively jump back, feeling a pang of fear. Does that mean William sees me too? I look at him, but he's just gazing at the mirror, like he can't see me. Suddenly, I'm a bit disappointed. He always said that no matter where I hide, he'd find me. Lies. Here I am, right beside him, and he can't see me. Suddenly, William's phone vibrates. He picks it up casually, without any change in expression. It's a video file found in the monitoring system. The original file was partially destroyed, so what's recovered is incomplete. The message comes with a video file attachment. William silences his phone and opens the file. In an instant, his eyes turn bloodshot and red. I walk behind him and see the video. It's the same surveillance footage Lily watched yesterday, showing me being slowly mutilated into a heap of mush. He found the video, even though I watched Lily delete it. But now, I don't want William to see such an awful scene of me. Instinctively, I reach out to cover his eyes. Don't watch, William, don't. But my hand goes through his head, not even stirring the air. All I can do is lean onto his back, hugging him like this. I'm sorry, I can't touch you anymore or say a word. I'm so useless. William? Charles calls out to him disapprovingly, what are you daydreaming about? I've been talking to you, but you didn't hear a word. William slowly raises his head, his eyes still red, but his expression unchanged. What did you say, Grandpa? The butler hands over a tablet, and Grandpa takes time to showcase the guest list for his birthday party. Check if anyone's missing. Lily lifts her head, suddenly remembering that Grandpa's 70th birthday is coming up. She's not concerned with these matters, having extracted most of my memories about William. Everything else is just skimmed over, a one-time glance does the trick. Then William suddenly turns to Lily and says, "Didn't you say you found your biological parents? Should we invite them too?" Lily is briefly stunned, but then looks at him with delight. "You agree to have them over?" "Of course, if they're your parents, why would I object?" Lily playfully says, "I thought you didn't like them. You once told me they abandoned me and I shouldn't reunite with them." William taps his finger on the table suggestively. "Seems you remember well what I said before." I can't help but feel nervous for her. She's misunderstood. William's point wasn't about reuniting with parents. His point was that he's always been by my side. These nuances are instinctual reactions I learned from years with William, not something Lily can just pick up from my memory. Yet she still doesn't get it and thinks having a system means she can fool everyone, replace me. Trying to show her gentle side, Lily mimics me, bowing her head coyly with her mouth slightly upturned, saying, "Of course, I've remembered every word you said, it just feels off." The same actions done by different people carry a different meaning. Even if they are twins. In Lily's eyes, the bow is shyness. It's what I did most, actually, because I never dared to meet William's eyes. William raised his hand and gently stroked her neck twice. It was an intimate and natural gesture. Lily thought it was just a normal thing between a husband and wife. But I could see he was touching a fading bruise. "They sure have to come," William smiled slowly. "Otherwise, I'd be disappointed, and who knows what might happen. I'll call my mom right now." Charles seemed to have had enough. He coughed and cleared his throat. "Discuss who you're inviting, I don't care." Lily sat at the vanity, legs crossed, bouncing one foot. "It's something I'd never do. I'm insecure and sensitive, not confident and bold like her, though I envy her for it." She was calling her parents. Only in front of her own family, Lily didn't have to pretend to be me. Neither of the grandfather-grandchild duo noticed. I thought it would be so tricky. On the other end, her mom reminded her to be careful. Lily responded impatiently. I stood by her side, listening to every word of their conversation. But why? Aren't I her daughter too? Why does she love Lily and never see me? Lily pouted, propping her chin up. "Mom, just wait. I'll make sure you live well someday. I've married the richest man's grandson now." Her mom, touched by Lily's sweet words, sounded choked up. "I don't ask for much, as long as you're happy. I'll go tell William." Lily cheered up, looking around the house to share the news. But she couldn't find him anywhere. Where did he go? She mumbled, assuming he went out, not thinking of other possibilities. But I knew. I drifted up to the attic, finding him there. He was huddled in a corner, holding a teddy bear. "If only I locked you up," he murmured to himself, "only I should see you. You should only belong to me, surely." I kneeled in front of him, looking at the teddy bear. It felt even sadder. That bear was the only gift I got at the orphanage, and William gave it to me. Back then, he and I were both 7 or 8-year-old orphans. No money to buy a fancy toy. He collected cans and paper daily, saving for an entire semester to afford it. The orphanage grandma teased him, "William likes Shirley so much to buy her a toy." William ignored her, turned to some older kids, and held out his hand. "I win, pay up." That's when I realized it was a bet, whether he could earn enough money in a semester. He did it to win, buying me the bear was just a bonus. Still, I was happy. I didn't have a mom or dad, but I had William, who'd buy me toys. I wasn't worse off than anyone. With this bear, I grew from a kid into an adult, moving from the slums to this fancy mansion. I reached out and paused. Strange, I could touch the bear. He clutched it, lost in a distant dream. William, people are contradictory sometimes. When I'm with you, I want to escape. But when I'm about to leave, it hurts so much. I tore the bear easily, the tied-up stuffing falling into William's lap. His face was blank, his eyes confused, watching the bear's head roll to the floor. It was the first time I saw that expression on him. It was kind of cute. I opened my mouth, watching myself fade, my hands and feet becoming transparent. It stung my nose. William, you better forget me quickly. How luxurious can the richest man's birthday be? I've never seen something like this. After all, it's been less than a year since I married William and came to live at Charles's house. My parents followed Lily, looking uneasy amidst the crowd. Lily smirked, not disdainful, more like playful. Dad, Mom, why act so small-time? You're in-laws with the richest now. They should want to please you. Dad was still stiff, while Mom clung affectionately to Lily's arm. Lily's the best. Without her, we wouldn't see such a life. Of course, Lily beamed. I've got someone watching over me. Her system chimed in, yup, it's all thanks to me. But sadly, only I could hear it. Lily's task was to win over William, following the storyline, meet him at the orphanage, grow up together, nurture love, and marry him. But not wanting to suffer as an orphan, she tricked me into getting lost so I'd meet young William first. Then she replaced me. With her system, it was easy to achieve everything, erasing me. Why? I looked at Mom, feeling so wronged and angry. I rushed in front of her, screaming, why me? Aren't we both your kids? Why didn't you look for me when I went missing? I was just at the orphanage 2 streets away. Yet Mom noticed nothing of me. All she saw was Lily, my daughter, finally fulfilled, thanks to all our help. Turns out, some parents just don't love their kids naturally. My parents too, they just naturally didn't love me, only Lily, that's all. Disappointed, I turned back and saw William. He stood by the door, leaning on the frame, hands in pockets, looking into the room. Quietly, without disturbing anyone. I floated beside him, wanting to tell him he won. But William spoke first, smirking in self-mockery. I told you, having me was enough, but you didn't listen. After speaking, a big smile spread across his face, and he walked towards Lily. William. Lily greeted him, and he replied with enthusiasm, happy? Today you're the lady of the house. Happy. Lily stood on her tiptoes, trying to kiss him. Thanks, honey. William turned his head to avoid the kiss and said, I've got another surprise for you. Lily didn't suspect anything. In her mind, she'd perfectly reincarnated me, having already won over William. She had a system, after all, how could it fail? She relied too much on that system. You all should come too, he said, looking at her parents. Since Shirley found you, I want to discuss future plans with you. Lily hooked her arm through William's, urging her parents to follow like a queen, soaking in everyone's attention as they passed. William led them into an empty room and closed the door. This villa, home to the richest, occupied half a hilltop. There were too many empty rooms for anyone to question why he picked this one. William, why did you bring us here? Lily curiously asked him, is this room prepared for my parents? Yeah. William loosened his tie, somewhat nonchalantly, and asked, before we start, I've got a question. What question? Lily finally sensed something wrong. She glanced around, feeling uneasy. Why are there so many mirrors in here? Mirrors reflect everything perfectly. William pinched her chin. So, where are you hiding Shirley? Lily panicked. What are you talking about? I am Shirley. Her parents also panicked, fumbling to insist she was their lost daughter, Shirley. William let out a laugh, clearly fake. You think I'm an idiot? Lily's face went pale. William, what do you mean? I am Shirley. William dropped the fake expression and looked at Lily with cold detachment. You think you can impersonate my person? William always said I was his. The doctor said that's a type of possessiveness, not love. I consulted a psychologist. My husband might have antisocial personality disorder. What do I do? The doctor gave me a pitying look and said, "Those with antisocial personality disorders mostly lack emotion. They're more fixated on winning." That's the plain language. So what does William mean to me? If he doesn't like me, why did he protect me over and over, teaching those kids who bullied me a lesson? And why insist on marrying me, never thinking of letting me go even when I returned to the Charles family? In most cases, their actions are driven by possessiveness. He sees you as his property, only belonging to him. Ma'am, that's not love. In a way, he just sees you as his pet. Losing you shifts his sense of success to failure, and he can't accept that outcome. I shook my head. He doesn't not love me. He's just sick, and doesn't know how to love me. Ma'am, it's not just your husband. Seems like you've got some psychological problems too. The doctor sighed. One part of you wants to leave, the other pulls you to stay. If you don't make a choice soon. He split his hands apart and said seriously, "You'll be torn in two." I paused, then laughed. Doesn't that make us perfect? He's sick, and so am I. The doctor looked at me with regret. Seems like you've made your choice. Congratulations. Yeah, I've decided. If he's crazy, I'll be crazy with him. Just like now, I'm watching him tie Lily's limbs to the table, holding a camera aimed at her. And my parents stood nearby, trembling with big knives. My mom was already sobbing uncontrollably, seemingly ready to faint, yet she was still pleading. "William, spare Lily, she looks just like Shirley. They're identical twins, there's no difference, can't you just consider her Shirley?" William tilted his head, naturally asking the question I wanted answered, "Why? Why are you so biased?" Mom shook her head vigorously. "I'm not biased, they're both my kids." William lost interest, set up the camera, waved his hand. "Go ahead, treat her like you treated Shirley." Mom kept denying what they did to me, but in that moment, I realized I wasn't hurt by it anymore. They don't love me, and I don't love them. William ignored her, propping his chin and asking, "Sure you don't want to do it?" Dad frantically asked, "William, if we do all this, will you really let us go?" "Of course." William grinned, "And I'll only let the one who performs best among you go." Lily's father glanced at his wife and charged towards Lily. "Darling. Darling. That's Lily." Anna tried stopping him, but he kicked her aside. These two are really contradictory. One truly loves Lily, the other is just pretending. Lily screamed, "Come out. I want to redeem an item. I don't want to deal with this psycho anymore." Before her words were finished, her father had already chopped off her leg with a large knife. "Wait." William stopped Thomas. He walked to Lily with interest and asked, "Your system, can it redeem a resurrection item?" Lily, face full of tears, nodded shakily, struggling to speak. Yes, only I have the system, only I can revive others." "You want to save Shirley, right? Kill me, and she can't be revived." "Lying. The system only revives those who carry it. Plus, Lily doesn't even have enough points to redeem resurrection items." Lily was deceiving William. "I'll spare you if you bring her back." Lily nodded repeatedly, but still felt bitter. "How can you tell us apart? We look exactly the same." William shook his head and pointed at the mirror above her. "Because she came back with you. She's in there." I looked up with Lily. There was nothing but her in that huge mirror. William, indeed, might really have lost it. He was waiting for Lily to resurrect me. Lily had no choice but to pretend to use an item, stalling for time. I saw her open the system shop, and instead of a resurrection item, she exchanged for a one-hit kill item. She was going to turn the tables on William. I kept trying to warn him, but I couldn't touch him. I couldn't even utter a word to him. Suddenly, I remembered what Lily's mom said. Lily and I are identical twins. She is me, and I am her. We're exactly the same. "Sister," I called her, and I actually made a sound. Lily stopped what she was doing. She looked at my direction in horror. "You." On the other side, there was still a mirror. Lily and I stood facing each other, as if we were the front and back of the mirror. I finally realized why when you mimicked me, you grew so close to William. I moved toward the mirror and stepped through it as if it weren't there. Because I really do like him. The fear was real, but so was the affection. I couldn't bear to see him all alone like before. Sister, I grabbed Lily's hand, and she panicked, trying to escape but couldn't break free. Let me go. Don't look for me. It was Mom and Dad who chopped you into pieces and flushed you down the drain, not me. I shook my head, then hugged her. Lily fainted, collapsing motionless on the stage. William didn't hesitate. He grabbed a nearby water gun and splashed a bucket of water on her. The feeling of water on your face is awful, and my leg, the bone was severed. It hurts so much. William looked at me, gasping for breath, and asked blankly, "Are you Lily or Shirley now?" "It's Shirley, you big dummy." I woke up inside Lily's body. But the sensation of life slipping away was faster than tearing apart my teddy bear. Imitating Lily, I glared at him viciously. "I lied to you. I didn't have any resurrection item. Shirley won't come back to life. You kill me. As long as I'm alive, I can get items and kill you. I won't forgive you." William opened his mouth, his voice becoming raspy. "Shirley, it's you. Why can he always recognize me so easily?" I denied it, eyes red. "No, I'm not Shirley. You better kill me quickly. If you don't hurry, Lily will wake up." He gently embraced me. "I finally found you. Don't leave, okay?" I didn't even have the strength to hug him back. I struggled to open the system shop panel and found I could purchase items too. I spent all the points on a memory erasing item just as Lily woke up, desperately trying to push me out. "You have to forget me soon," I told William. Then, I used the item on him. It felt good that this time, he heard my last wish. I heard that at the 70th birthday of billionaire Charles, his granddaughter-in-law died, killed by her own parents. They tried to reconnect with this daughter who had become successful, but she wouldn't forgive them for abandoning her, so the talks fell apart. Not only did they kill her, but they also chopped her into pieces. It was monstrous, but heaven has eyes. There were cameras in that empty room that recorded all their crimes. William presented the footage to the police, watched them sentenced to death, and arranged the funeral for his wife. People who attended the funeral said they must not have been true love, or William would have looked more heartbroken. Charles was satisfied, too. People tangled in love can never achieve great things. Luckily, his grandson took after him. William felt strange. He wasn't sad, yet his heart felt so empty. Until a maid tidied up the attic and found a shabby teddy bear. "This bear is so worn out. Should we toss it?" William stared at the bear, and suddenly burst into tears. Watching this, I wanted to brag to a therapist. "Look, it's not that he doesn't love me, he just doesn't know how." I gently embraced him, gradually fading away. "William, in the next life, I hope we both learn how to love each other."